Do you ever think Mike DeMeo's just a giant cross away from being Jim Caviezel in The Passion of the Christ? You know, Mike reminds me of the guy who's outside at the frat party in his sandals playing guitar, welcoming you through the doors.
Mike DeMeo's like a velociraptor on Jurassic Park. He can learn how to do things, but ultimately he's still on an island and he can't swim. Mike DeMeo's gayer than Magic Johnson's white blood cell count. Mike DeMeo smells like Chris Farley's casket. Mike DeMeo makes Chris Pepper look like Zach Morris. Mike DeMeo's last name has too many vowels.
Mike DeMeo eats marshmallows and likes candy canes. Every time he changes his fantasy lineup, Mike DeMeo goes from 6 to midnight. Put Mike DeMeo on the back of a motorcycle, I think you'd fly right off. DeMeo, more like Mike DeMustard.
Mike DeMeo has a pen pal. Mike DeMeo is always trying to convince his parents that ballet's for boys too. Talking to Mike DeMeo is like watching The Biggest Loser, except there's more crime.
Mike DeMeo doesn't know that the salad fork is on the left. Chris Pepper is the pothole in the road of life.
Mike DeMeo's seen every movie in the Air Bud catalog. Mike DeMeo wears Crocs. Mike DeMeo eats Jell-O when he's not feeling well.
Mike DeMeo looks like a mix between a border collie and a battletoad.
Being under a mistletoe is a wasteland when Mike DeMeo's involved. Mike DeMeo's that guy in the gym doing jumping jacks as a warm-up. Mike DeMeo tucks his shirt in, then untucks it a little. Mike DeMeo still claps to bring Tinkerbell back to life.
Mike DeMeo's about as slick as Oprah's unshaven chop. Mike DeMeo's so gay.
Dude, that's ready. The movie Philadelphia was written about Mike DeMeo. Mike DeMeo tried to coach field hockey, but they said he wasn't tough enough. Mike DeMeo can't change a flat tire.
Mike DeMeo reminds me of the Space Chimp. Mike DeMeo secretly wishes he was a Girl Scout. Mike DeMeo were in Goldilocks and the Three Bears, he'd be Goldilocks. Mike DeMeo can't believe it's not butter.
Mike DeMeo wears t-shirts when he swims. Chris Pepper's a level 17 druid. Mike DeMeo wears high tops. Mike DeMeo's still waiting for Weekend at Bernie's. Mike DeMeo looks in the mirror and doesn't even recognize his own face. Mike DeMeo still makes mixtapes. Mike DeMeo doesn't wipe properly. Mike DeMeo watches PBS. The nicest meal Chris Pepper's had in the last 10 years is Flavor Ice.
Pepper still uses Speak and Spell. Pat Sanger once jerked off to the smell of an apple pie. Mike DeMeo tries to emulate John Bass. Chris Pepper bought 4 copies of the Crossroads
John
sound.
Travolta's son will get a prom date before Mike DeMeo. Mike DeMeo's happy when it rains. Mike DeMeo collects seashells.